Hello and welcome to another episode of Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. Live Feed is brought to you by Traveling Tech Teacher. For all your digital resources, check out travelingtechteacher.com. Also brought to you by theBULLYexposed.com, a 501c3 nonprofit organization geared at helping survivors of bullying, so let them help you. All right, guys, today we have a very important subject. I was going to do a live feed reaction video to a video that was created for a benefit that the Bully Exposed is having with Christina Wells and Vince Powell. If you don't know who Christina Wells is the semifinalist for America's Got Talent, and Vince Powell is the American Idol finalists, and they are going to be doing a versa going up against each other. SK, thank you for joining the show. Princess, thank you for joining the show. On Saturday, September 19th at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So be sure to tune into that. It's a benefit to help the Bully Exposed, sponsored by theBULLYexposed.com. And so tomorrow I'll be doing that reaction video. But today I want to thank our new friend of the Bully Exposed, Vince Powell from American Idol. He, as you probably know, we were going to set up a versa between Christina Wells and Kelly Morgan. But Kelly Morgan is at the moment trying out for a part in a movie, and she was unable to participate in the versa. So our good friend Vince Powell stepped on in, and I want to give a shout out to Vince Powell. Thank you for stepping up. And I got some names I want to give shout outs to, and I want you guys to go follow them. Tell them that Richard from the Bully Exposed sent you. Okay, show your love to them so we can show them that we as a community can help and support people. So Vince Powell at American Idol, Vince Powell, American Idol on Instagram. Okay, guys, 8 Ray Agency on Instagram. So that's spell out the number 8, RAY for Ray Agency. Check them out. Sing Christina _ check out Christina Wells on Instagram, and also check out Kelly Morgan at Kelly Morgan. Those are some people you guys have to check out. Very important. Please, guys, show them your love, show them your support. And tomorrow I'll do the reaction video to the promotional video that was made about our benefit. But today we are going to talk about live streaming suicides. Unfortunately, there is a rise in live streaming suicides. I was searching and doing my research for like probably 15 minutes, and I found 4 of them. One was an accidental death, unfortunately. So let's see. What show? The show that went away? No, I think this is our second time filming this, guys. Princess says, is that show still around? American Idol? Oh yeah, American Idol and America's Got Talent. Yes, is still around. So let's get into these. Well, first of all, let me call in a few people to come join the show here. MG was back on. She said that she's been even in the UK, they have been getting a large amount of these videos showing up. Let's see. So SK says a little 7-year-old kid was killed in New York City. How did that happen? You just saw it on the news. Okay, how did that happen? SK. All right, so let's pull in with this first video of this gentleman, unfortunately, who committed suicide on a live stream. Guys, again, if you're feeling not yourself, if you are feeling, thoughts of suicide, thoughts of hurting someone, please 1-800-273-8255, 1-800-273-8255. Please call that 1-800 number. I don't know if it's a national number. Hopefully I'll try to get with some friends in other countries and see what suicide hotline numbers they have there. But please, if you have thoughts of suicide, if you have thoughts of injuring someone, please get in touch with someone, get in touch with a professional. Call us if you have to, whatever it takes. So SK says he got shot. Give us a little more info, SK. What happened? What was happening? Okay, so let's move right along to this other video that unfortunately was an accident, was not a suicide, but it was an unfortunate accident. And then we'll talk some more about this. Terrible. Guys, all right, let's talk about gun safety, guys. I always tell my son, and even this is I think he was 13. Princess says how old was the boy. I think he was 13. Tully, thank you for joining the show. Whenever, and this is a rule I follow, this is a rule I tell my son about all the time. Whenever you're hanging out with people and somebody brings out a gun, leave. I don't care if you call, I tell my son, I don't care if you have to call me and I have to drive 100 miles out of my way, call me and I will pick you up. Leave the area if somebody brings out a gun. Now, with this particular case that we've been talking about, and unfortunately I'm not going to show it again, guys. I think that's why our first show was canceled or shut off all of a sudden. I think Instagram shut us off. So I'm not going to show it again. But I think the second case that we showed, I think the kid got a gun from his friend and he thought he would go on Instagram Live and show it off and accidentally shot himself. If you do not know gun safety, do not touch a gun, guys. It's as simple as that. And like I said, that's even for me. If I'm over a friend's house and somebody whips out a gun and says, hey, look at this, I just bought this, and I feel that that person is not responsible, does not know gun safety, I right away turn around and leave. Sorry, dude, I gotta go. Because you don't want to be on the business end of that gun, that's for sure. So if you are at friend's house and somebody whips out a gun, I'm going to say it again, please leave the premises. Kids, very rarely do kids know how gun safety. So if you're hanging out with your friends, the mom's not home maybe, and this is the main reason why you should not be at your friend's house if their parents are not home. I think that is a very important rule. But this is very tragic, and it's a shame that this happens. This was an accident, but the rise of I'm reading that the rise of live streaming suicides are happening a lot. As again, like I said, when I was researching this show, I found 3 suicides and 1 accidental death. Tully says, including Facebook and TikTok. He says something before that. He's also uploaded it to other social media platforms, including Facebook. I don't think it was him. But I think it was probably someone that was recording it when he had the feed. If you're talking about the young man who committed suicide, I don't know. I don't know which person you're talking about, Tully. But yeah, it's definitely the people that have committed to suicides or that were accidental death. They are not the ones uploading it on social media. They are gone. Their families are not doing it. It's people who recorded it after. I mean, from my understanding, it took a long time for these social media sites to actually take it down. So it was up there a long time. So who knows how many people got a copy of it. Tali says, are we sure that it was an account? Fill me in some more on what you're saying. Princess says, every time I see a gun, I go into a panic attack. I see my uncle get shot when he was 3. Oh, wow. Yeah, try not to get into panic attacks, guys. And I'm not shaming you, Princess, but try not to get into panic attacks, because when you panic, you're really not thinking, guys. But definitely, Princess is doing the right thing by getting out and getting away from the guns. Don't be around guns, guys, unless you're in and like I said, the only time that somebody takes out a gun and I'm comfortable is when I know that the person is a licensed gun holder or is a responsible. Let me add responsible to that. A responsible licensed gun holder has a concealed license or is a police officer or is a security guard in some way. Otherwise, anybody else whips a gun, nope, I'm out. I don't ask them to put it away, because most people are not going to put it away. I just say, I gotta go. And a lot of people think I'm afraid of guns. I'm not afraid of guns. I'm afraid of you with a gun. That's what I tell them. SK says, I own a gun, but I never take it out or use it unless I have to defend myself. Very good. There you go. And that's the way it definitely should be. So Tully says he's talking about the accidental one. When it comes to the accidental one, I'm gonna say that I'm sure that they stopped when they found their son, or when she found her son, the live feed was still going on. So she turned it off. She says in the news article that unfortunately I can't play again, as I don't want to get I don't want the police coming in. You know what police I'm talking about. Let's see. Tully says Pico better be careful with his guns. Yeah, I mean, I think that if you're a police officer, you definitely should have a safe. That's for sure. You should have a safe no matter what. I don't want someone DMing me and saying everyone should have a safe. Yes, if you have a gun, you should have a safe. If you have weapons, you should have a safe. Even if you have, a collection of knives, a collection of knives should not be kept under your mattress. You should keep those in a safe for your protection as well. Because what if you get robbed, right? And you come and you're home when the robbery happens. But, if the robbery's happening, you come home, right? The robbery's happening, you come home. If you don't keep your gun or knives or something like that, weapons in a locked area, then those people who are robbing you could have your knives and your guns. and could use them on you. So you should definitely lock up anything that is a weapon, period. My wife told me about this morning. Yeah, I was searching, trying to find a new story for today, guys, and the number of live streaming suicides are going up, and it's terrible. These are definitely people that needed help and felt that their calls were not being paid any attention to, so they felt that they had to do it like this. Ellie Wells, thank you for joining the show. Where are you from? Let's see. Princess says my roommate has one, but she doesn't bring it out. Good. Does she have it locked down? Do you know? SK says, what if someone is breaking in your house and they have a gun and you don't? Yeah. Then if someone's breaking in your house and they have a gun and you don't, just comply with what they say. That's for sure. And hopefully they're just there to take something and they'll leave. I used to follow this guy who used to give advice about when someone pulls a gun on you. And one of the things he said was that just do what they ask. But if you feel like you can overtake him with that gun, he teaches you how self-defense on how to overtake somebody with a gun. But the one thing he says is, if you do that, you better be ready to go 100% in. You can't go half in, and that is so true. Let's see. Yeah, so she says, yeah, so I don't see it. Okay, she does keep it locked up so you don't see it. Good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, guys, responsibility. I think if you get a gun, I think everyone that gets a gun should take classes. I think classes should probably be mandatory. Most places that sell guns give free classes because they want you to enjoy your gun. I know I've seen that a lot, where there's free classes almost everywhere for gun safety. SK says usually people who break into houses aren't there to kill people. They just want to steal money. Right. That's exactly right. And most people won't, like I said, it does happen. They're called home invasions. Most people will not do home invasions because it's too much that can go wrong. They rather scope out your house and wait for you to leave. That's the way they like to do it. But yeah, again, let me say, guys, 1-800-273-8255. If you feel like life is not treating you fair, if you have thoughts of suicide, if you have thoughts of hurting someone, please call 1-800-273-8255. That's in the U.S. Telly, do they have an emergency number, a free number that someone can call in if they're having thoughts of suicide or of this kind of nature? Is there any kind of for instance, that number that I just gave was the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline in America. I don't know if outside America if you can call that, but do they have something like that in Australia, where you live, Tully? We just had MJ on before we got knocked off. It would have been nice to ask her about that. But what are your thoughts? Give me some more of your thoughts, guys, on all this. It's a shame, because definitely something was going on where these people thought, hey, and SK says, I don't know the full story yet. Okay. Let's see. Something was definitely going on in these people's lives that they felt like, okay, you paid no attention to me, you're going to pay attention to me now. and decided to do this on a live feed. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Please call someone. Call us. Call the 1-800 number, 1-800-273-8255. Call someone. Let's see. SK says, I think Instagram will remove the first live video because the topic of your live feed is suicide live streams, and they thought you were committing a suicide. Yeah, probably. Hopefully they won't do that on this one. Telly says Australia has been having a lot of trouble with home invasions. Oh, wow. So Telly says yes, the emergency number is 000. So if you have thoughts of suicide, you can call the emergency number 000. Well, I guess, yeah, in America you could call 911 if you're having thoughts of suicide, yeah, and they'll connect you with someone. But there's no 1-800 number for someone that's probably not in an emergency situation, just kind of has thoughts of suicide or thoughts of hurting someone, and they want to talk to someone. Is there anything like that in the UK? Excuse me, in Australia? Sorry about that, Tully. But yeah, give me some more of your thoughts on this, guys. I want to hear your take on this. But yeah, SK made a very good point that maybe they blocked us or whatever they did, ended our first episode. This is our second attempt on this episode because of the language that was used. And no, Instagram, we are trying to prevent more of these live streaming suicides. Let's see. Princess says, every time I go into sadness, my kitten comes running. Wow, that's good. Yeah, animals can sense when we are not at our best. Let me put it that way. And they're able to help out. That's why you see a lot of people going around with support animals nowadays. But some people, I feel, this is just my opinion, I feel some people are taking advantage of that. For me personally, I think a support, and maybe this is not fair to say, and if it's not, I apologize now, but I think a support animal should be an animal that can do something to help you if you're in need. If you have a chicken as a support animal, I have seen chickens play tic-tac-toe. So, you can train your chicken so when he sees you in a certain, doing certain things that he can probably put a pill in your mouth in, yeah, I'll agree on that. But I think some people are just taking advantage of it, unfortunately, just so that they could have their animal around. That's my opinion. And I'm not saying every case. I'm probably saying out of 1,000 cases, probably one. But I've seen some things that just to me are just not right. And you shouldn't take advantage of a situation because then it goes away. You go to the well too many times and then there's no water, right? Everybody knows that. Let's see. Princess says, I had one, but she passed in October. What, an emotional support animal? Is that what you're talking about, Tully? SK says, and it's not going to come up, is it? Let's try one more time. SK says, Traveling Tech Teacher. Yes, our show is sponsored by Traveling Tech Teacher. Thank you for letting everyone know. Smash that heart for SK for starting the Q&A, that's one, and for mentioning one of our sponsors. I'm sure that the folks at Traveling Tech Teacher will be happy. So Traveling Tech Teacher, for all your digital resources, check out travelingtechteacher.com. There's a little plug right there. Let's see. And we're going to get off a little bit of suicide just very shortly, guys, to let you guys know the Yankees are struggling. They are now 21 and 21. Oh, great. Nice. Okay, so kids helpline numbers 130, I mean 1300, excuse me. So, and the answer was yes. So Princess did have a support animal. What type of animal was it? Let me see if I can find this number. Australia. No, I can't even spell now. Australia 1033 suicide. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. I can't wait for the days to where I have somebody that can get this information for me and then talk to me in my ear so I can share it with you guys. Okay, she had a cat. Awesome. All right, here we go. Australia's Lifeline number. Okay, let's see. So if you live in Australia, lifeline.org.au is where you want to go if you need to talk to someone. It says here that you can call. Is this right, Tully? Let me know. You can call 13114. Am I saying that right? Service. Is that a correct number in the AU? 13 11 14 is their number. You call that. It's a 24-hour number, and you talk to people if you're having thoughts of suicide or if you're having thoughts of hurting someone else. Also, you can go to their site and chat with them on the site. So again, that's lifeline.org.au. Thank you, Tully, for that information. I wish we had someone from the UK. Give me a second and I'll look up what information might have at the UK. Let's see here. The bullpen is the reason why they are struggling. It's hard to pitch every day and I don't know, is that the traveling tech teacher right there? Is that the traveling tech teacher emoji? That's cool. I like it. All right, give me a second, guys. Talk amongst yourself. Talk amongst yourself. I'm going to see if I can find a Lifeline number in the UK. All right, let's see. Okay, here we go. No matter what your age or where you live in northern... Oh, this is Ireland. Okay. This is Ireland. Okay. We have some followers in Ireland. So let's give them this place a shout out. It's called lifelinehelpline.info. Okay. And their number is 0808 808 8000. That's a very interesting number. Again, that is 0808 800-8000. If you are having thoughts of suicide, if you're having thoughts of hurting someone, cutting yourself, you just don't feel like yourself, call. These are the numbers to call, guys. And again, if you are in America, let's see if I got it memorized. It's 1-800-273-8255. I think that's what I said. Let's see if that's right. It's not going. I can't find it. But hopefully I got it right. But those are the numbers you call. Princess says every time I had a seizure, she would run to my roommate and get her when you were having a seizure. Wow. Seizure, excuse me. I said Caesar. Like a Caesar salad? I don't know what I was thinking. That is cool. That's amazing how animals can do that. Or listen to the Steve Harvey show, Tully says. Yeah, I hear his show is a real good show. Not to talk bad about Steve Harvey. I don't find his humor very funny. Um, that's just me. It doesn't mean he's a bad comedian. It's just I'm a different type of humor. But I hear that his show is amazing. And a friend of mine, who we worked together one time, he shot the video for his daughter's wedding. So yeah. So let's see. Can you say the socks? That's all I'm gonna say, SK. That's from SK, guys. If you guys are wondering what are the Sox are the Boston Red Sox, and they are our biggest rival. So yeah. So SK says, I watched the show Family Feud he's on. Yeah, Family Feud I like. I like the way he entertains. So there you go. I said something negative about Steve Harvey. Let me say something positive. I love how he hosts Family Feud. I can binge that all day long. He does a good job there. For some reason, maybe because he's not really thinking about his jokes, he's just kind of letting it rip. I think he's funnier there, or maybe not funnier, but more entertaining. I have seen him in stand-up, not live, but on TV, and I just, it was just not my cup of tea. But I know that for a while he had a show. Can't remember the name of the show. I got into the show for a while, so he's a great actor. He's got some great things to say. That's for sure. 3V Toxic, thank you for joining the show. Where are you from? And if you're just joining us, we're talking about live streaming suicides. Don't do it, guys. If you feel uncomfortable, if you feel that you have thoughts of suicide, if you have thoughts of hurting people, call the proper 1-800 numbers. And if you're watching this in the recorded version, turn back the video, write down those numbers, depending on what area you live in, and keep them by you if you feel like you're having thoughts of suicide or hurting someone. Princess says, I watched Charmed. Was he in Charmed? I didn't know he was in that. You mean Charmed, like the one about the witch? That comes from a comic book, right? Sabrina. I believe Charmed is about Sabrina the witch. I could have the wrong movie. Correct me, guys. It's okay. I don't know everything. Don't claim to know everything. But it sounds like Charmed is that show that I think was on TV, in American TV. And Valdemir? What's Valdemir's SK? But yeah, I hope that these live streaming suicides do not become the next big thing. Princess, yeah, the Three Witches. He was on that show? Is that what you're saying? Maybe I'm misunderstanding. You're not saying that Steve Harvey was on the Sabrina the Witch or whatever, or Charmed or whatever the show was called. If he was, I don't remember him in that. It's really funny how sometimes, you watch the show or a movie, whatever, and there's an actor in it, and you realize, the actor, you can't even remember he was there, and then he becomes famous or she becomes famous, and then you find out, oh wow, they were in this show, they were in that show, and you've been watching this guy ever since, or girl, for a very long time, and you never even knew it because they had these small little minute roles that really didn't stick out very far. Let's see. It says that somebody had a question. I got a number 1, but I don't see any questions. So if you made a statement or asked a question, please redo it because I didn't see anything. Let's see. I watch a lot of TV, says Princess. Do you ever see the movie Norbert by Eddie Murphy? SK says, I am a huge Eddie Murphy fan, but not for Norbert, not for the Professor one, more along the lines of Saturday Night Live and Beverly Hills Cop, and all those older ones, the Trading Places. I think once, I guess he made a deal with Disney, and that's why he played the dragon on Mulan, and he played some other characters. Shrek, he played a character in Shrek, the donkey. The donkey was entertaining. The dragon on Mulan that he played, very entertaining. But all that other stuff, Norbert and the one who was Hercules. That one, can't remember the movie for the life of me. But that's where Eddie Murphy kind of lost me. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite entertainers. But yes, I first saw Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live. Loved him. I could remember as a kid staying up on Saturday super late to watch him on Saturday Night Live, which was live. So I think it came on like 11:30. So you had to stay up. I would definitely watch it when Eddie Murphy was on it. So yes, I'm a big fan of Eddie Murphy. Not a big fan of the Norbert and the Professor one and all those other ones that he did with Disney. They were you know. I saw that haunted house one that he did with Disney, and only because I think I took my son or one of my kids to see it. Let's see. SK says Norbert was the best one he's ever made, in my opinion. Oh, wow. Have you seen Coming to America? And he's supposed to be making a part 2 to Coming to America. Have you seen? I'm just curious. I mean, it's okay that you feel that's the best one. I'm not trying to change your mind, but I'm just wondering if you've seen Coming to America, Trading Places. I think 24 Hours, right, is one. 24 Hours. Beverly Hills Cop 2, or Beverly Hills Cop and then 2. I don't know. I think that's when he was at his prime. I really do. Not to take anything away from Norbert, I just think that's when he was really at his prime. And I think it was great when he came back and hosted Saturday Night Live recently. So we got a little off track, and that's okay. We don't have to always stick on the subjects of bullying or suicide prevention. We don't, guys. We can jump around, and that's what I like about this show. But always remember, guys, a lot of you guys DM me. Remember to, if you have a question, put it in the comment section. That's one, the comment section of any of our posts. Two, if you come on our live feed and you see we're talking about, like today's suicide prevention, and you want to talk about bullying, ask your question. It's okay, we jump around. A lot of you will DM me and say, I didn't want to interrupt your show with this question because it was an off-topic question. No, by all means, ask your question. This show is your show, not my show, your show. So don't be afraid to chime in and say, just to get off topic, this is what I want to talk about. That's okay, because maybe there's other kids. It's not good to talk about bullying all the time. It's not healthy for you, guys. So if you want to talk about it, we've talked about dogs, we talked about movies, TV shows. That's okay. It's okay to get off topic. So don't worry about that. So let's see. Telly says, Princess, what show can you recommend? Good question. So Princess, what show do you recommend? Yeah, you just said you watch a lot of TV. Since the COVID has been happening, I've been watching a lot of TV. Binge watching a lot of shows. And Tully asked me, while we're on the subject of shows, Tully asked me the other day, what did I think about Cobra Kai? I think it's a great concept that they're doing, the Cobra Kai, bringing the two together. Everybody wants to see Danny and is a character named Danny? Ralph Macchio's character, and the other kid, Lawrence. They want to see them go at it. I don't think we're gonna find them going at it, guys. Just so you know. So don't hold your breath for that. But what I think about it, let me give real quickly what I think. So when first season came out, I watched it. That was before I was doing the live feed, so I never talked about it. I really don't like how the topics on it are very adult. Like there's one time where the kid was in his room practicing his martial arts, and the grandmother thought he was masturbating. I think that's too big of a subject for little kids. When I watched that show, I can't remember how old I was, but I know that when a lot of young kids see it, they love it. When they watch the original, they fall in love with it. That is definitely a movie you fall in love with. Like Rocky, you fall in love with it. And for them to have these mature subjects, and it's really, I hope they don't do it in the second season. These misunderstandings. I don't know if I'm watching Cobra Kai or an episode of Three's Company. You know what I mean? With all these misunderstandings. Stop with the misunderstandings. It's getting played out, in my opinion. Stop with the adult humor. Like you guys probably saw it. I hope I'm not spoiling anything. By the way, spoiler alert. I'll put it this way for those that didn't watch it. Someone drew a penis on someone's on the billboard of someone's face. That's all I'm going to say. So that if you didn't watch it, I'm not giving it away. I think that's too much. A simple, if he spray painted a mustache on his face, I think that would have been great. And the reason why they're doing that, of course, is because Netflix purchased it. Netflix, there's no FCC guidelines to tell them what to do, so they figured, okay, we're going to go over the top, or they knew they were going to, or they knew they were going to sign with Netflix before they started writing, and they figure, well, with Netflix we can say and do whatever we want. But I think that's horrible, because now you got a new generation of kids that hopefully will fall in love with this movie the way I fell in love with the original, and the way the world has fallen in love with the original. And it's just not something that a 10-year-old kid should see. There's jokes on there because of that incident. There are very adult jokes, and I don't think it's right for that kid. And me as an adult, ha ha ha, I'm laughing. 15, 16-year-old kid who's mature, he's laughing, he's getting it, funny. But for that 7-year-old, that fell in love with, Mr. Miyagi and the original Karate Kid, I think it's really hurting the franchise by doing this. You can make these movies forever. Now you got Sam, right? It's Sam, his daughter. He has a kid. You could make something up for them, and then when Sam grows up and she has a kid, you can continue the Karate Kid, call it something else. And to me, you're hurting the franchise if you're starting with this adult humor. You're hurting it. You're hurting it for a certain audience. That's my opinion. So I think they should have kept it a little wholesome. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. You can let me know in the comments. You can let me know now if you're live with me. Am I being old-fashioned? Am I right? I don't know. But let's see. Princess says Supernatural. I used to love Supernatural. And then it got all weirded out for me. But Supernatural is a great show. I will agree with Princess. Anybody else see that? Let me know in the comments. Let's see. What year did you start the live feed? 2018, I believe. So let me tell you how this channel started. So a friend of mine who runs the channel with me said to me, I looked on Instagram. You don't have a presence on Instagram. And he said that Instagram is going to be the new YouTube. I don't see it happening yet. So, hey, YouTube. Instagram. Get with the program. Instagram is supposed to be like YouTube. They're supposed to put commercials so that people that do content like me can get paid for that. So of course I wouldn't be getting paid. All of it will go to the Bully Exposed, and we'll make films and tell people stories. That's what we were hoping. So my friend said to me, you have to get on Instagram, because Instagram is going to be the new YouTube. And I had no success. I'll be totally honest. I had no success on YouTube. But I do want to say, while I'm on the subject real quick, can I plug myself? It's my show, right? Can I plug myself? Guys, please follow us at Nonfiction Filmmaker, non-fiction filmmaker. Help us reach 1,000 subs, because when we reach this 1,000 subs, then we can get monetized. And again, we could take that money and create more films and tell your guys' story. So there you go. Here's my quick plug. So the guy said, you don't have a presence on Instagram. You should get yourself a presence on Instagram. It's going to blow up. It's going to be this amazing thing. And it has worked out great for us. We have more followers on Instagram than I have on any other platform. We do much more. We've been able to reach celebrities more on Instagram. And again, I want to give a shout out to our new friends, Vince Powell, American Idol. Please go follow Vince Powell, American Idol. All one word on Instagram. Follow 8 Ray Agency. 8. Spell out the number 8. RAY Agency on Instagram. Follow Sing Christina _ on Instagram, and follow I Kelly on Instagram. Got a little shout out for our celebrities that have been helping us gain more people and stuff like that. We started the account. It blew up right away. We had like 1,000 followers in like the first month, I think. I mean, it really blew up. And I thank my friend for that. And then, as you guys know, you probably heard the story a million times, but for those of you that haven't, say real quick, 2018 Christmas Eve, I came on to say Merry Christmas to all the followers. And I started getting bombarded with questions about how to help with bullying. So that's how the show started. And at first the show was called, stupid name. It wasn't even a name, to be honest. It's not like we picked it. The show was called at the Bully Exposed. At Stop the Bullying Together. And then from there I was like thinking to myself, why am I not attacking this like I would attack a movie? And so that's when I sat down with the two people that run the account with me, and we thought, what should be a good name for it? And we came up with Live Feed with your host Richard Santiago, and the rest is history. But thank you for asking, and that's how we started Live Feed. Thank you, SK, for asking. SK also asked, do you have any more updates for Italy? None. My wife yesterday called the consulate in the Italian consulate in Detroit, because they are the ones that are handling our visa. You can't get through them. Surprise, surprise. And it's just a waiting game, and we just hope that we don't have to wait here any much longer, because our dogs are in Italy already. So we hope we don't have to wait here much longer. But really no update. My wife every day, good props to my wife every day, who's calling every day to the consulate and to anyone that will listen to ask where our visas are at. Let's see. They're on the last episode. Oh, they're on the last episode of Supernatural, says Princess. That's cool. What else we got? SK says, what was the story about the guy that told you that you were full of yourself? Oh, you want to hear that story again? Okay, I'll tell the story again. Sure. So I was doing a live feed. We weren't even called Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. We weren't called that back then. I don't even think we had sponsors back then. It was just the Bully Exposed, sponsoring themselves. Traveling Tech Teacher had not became a sponsor yet. We have not met our good friends, Vince Powell, Christina Wells, or Kelly Morgan yet. And we were doing interviews, but not like we were doing now. And this guy just wrote up on the live feed that you think you're full of yourself. And I asked him, why do you think that? I don't mind people coming up and saying, hey, you're full of yourself, or hey, Richard, you're wrong. I don't mind that. I don't mind anyone being wrong. I don't mind people saying, hey, I just saw your movie. I don't think it was very good. I don't mind people saying that. Just tell me what you like about it. That's all. I'm not going to be a better filmmaker if you just say I didn't like your film. And I noticed that people that use this in your life, guys, people that say, whatever it is, if you're drawing, if you write stories, or whatever it is, if they say I didn't like your story, don't be afraid to ask, what didn't you like about it? And write that information down. If they give you good information down, write it and take it to heart and understand, okay, that's how I can be better. But if a person just says, I don't know, I just didn't like it, you just let that go, guys. That's just, a hater trying to hate, and that's it. And so he said that, and I just came back from a party where it was a costume party, and me and my wife dressed up. Well, everybody had to come dressed as prom king and queen, and that's why we had the crown. So I put it on my head and said, what about now? You think I'm full of myself now? And it's a shame that people, if you're an artist, let's just say, and you love your work and you show it all the time to people, hey, look at this picture I just took, look at this I just did, whatever, look at this story I just wrote, whatever it is. It's a shame that people think that that's a person full of yourself. When you're learning how to do something, a craft, I don't care what it is, it could be McDonald's, making McDonald's hamburgers. When you're new at it, you gotta tell people, what do you think about this? You can't be afraid of that. I remember there was this female who, she was a photographer, didn't know her, she just started following us, and I wrote on her feed, she had some very great pictures up there, and I was like, this is a great picture, and I was telling her, and I'm really talking to her about why it's great, your use of whatever it is. There's things in photography that you can do that will show that you really know your craft, and they have names. And so I was telling her those names. I love your use of whatever, your rule of thirds, your use of framing. I did all that, and this is terrible that this person's like this, and I'm telling you guys this because I don't want you guys to be like this. And I was writing all these nice things, and then she did a picture where, and I think I told some of you guys this, where she, let's see if I can try and, she had these two mirrors, and pretend my hands are mirrors. She had these two mirrors there, and she had the subject in the center. And I just simply said to her, I think that those mirrors are stealing focus from your subject. And her response back was, I didn't ask you for your opinion. I don't post things up on here so people can comment. But you were okay with me commenting good things. Why didn't you say that when I said this photo is awesome? Why didn't you say thank you for your opinion, but I don't it's not necessary? No, she took the good comments, but she couldn't take the bad comments. And for that, she'll always be a photographer, and I'm not talking bad about it, but she'll always be a photographer that will make mistakes like that. I've made mistakes like that, guys, okay? I've taken pictures and get into the studio, look at it on my big screen, and I'm like, what is that? Why did I put those two mirrors there? I've done that, okay? I've done that. And thank God that there were people saying, dude, these mirrors, or whatever it was. For me, it wasn't mirrors. You guys understand what I'm saying? This stuff that you got here, this thing that you're doing here, what's going on, blah blah blah, and they'll remind me, don't forget when you do photography, this, that, and the other thing, whatever it is. And I say, yeah, you're right. And that made me a better person. That's why someone can come on this show and say, you are the worst host that I've ever seen. And that's fine. That's fine for me. Then I say, okay, what am I doing wrong? Talk to me. Where is it that I'm going wrong? And that's what I like. That's what I want. I don't want people to always say, you're the best, you're amazing, whatever it is people are going to say. I don't want that all the time. That's great and that's good. Don't get me wrong. But I got to hear the negative too in order for me to be better at my craft. And the people, so this is why you should never be this way. The people that are just going to sit there and say, no, only tell me positive things, are the ones that are never going to be experts at their craft. Because you got to hear what you did wrong so you can correct it. Now, again, like I said, and I'm going to say it again, those idiots that are just, well, I don't know what you did wrong, but I just don't like it. You just ignore that. So we got one more question and then we're going to wrap it up. Let's see. Once you move to Italy, when will you start your feeds again? I don't know. But I know that the first week that I get there, I have 2 weeks of quarantining. I can't meet with anybody. I can't talk with anybody. So I definitely will be doing 2 shows a day like I'm doing now. I didn't do a second show today because I got busy at work working on a project. But when I'm in quarantine, definitely 2 shows a day. So please send me your ideas. You guys know how to send ideas, right? Send me ideas in the comment section of our inspirational post. Don't DM me. Give me your ideas. Here's an idea for a show, Richard. Put it in the comment section. We got to build up our conversations between me and the followers. It's important. SK says, why do you think you're full of yourself? Why did he think? I don't know. I guess to him, anyone that was bullied and they come out of it positive is a person that's full of themselves, and it's not. You could talk about yourself. There's people that don't talk about themselves. I don't have much time. I'll say this real quick. There are people that don't talk much about themselves because they think it's rude to pat yourself on the shoulder. It's not rude to pat yourself on your shoulder. If you do it every day, all the time, yes. But if you once in a while you say, I did a good job there, or, I'm going to overcome my bullying, I'm going to fight and overcome my bullying, there's nothing wrong with that. But for him, that's somebody that's full of themselves. Well, I'll be full of myself. I have no problem with that. You be full of yourself today too, all right? Go do something to help someone and be full of yourself. So that's going to do it for us here on Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. I want to remind you to follow Vince Powell, American Idol, on Instagram, and Ray Agency on Instagram again. Follow our new friends. Thank you for watching the show. Live Feed is brought to you by The Bully Exposed and by Traveling Tech Teacher. And remember, anyone can wear a crown. Anyone can be full of themselves. Anyone can be a hero. Be kind to one another and have a great day. Bye.